Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jai Gobind and this is your channel for grace. Thank you so much for being here, for subscribing, for hitting the notification bell, and also giving this video a thumbs up. I'm excited because this is the first of very many videos that I will be doing on a monthly basis to give you your astrological forecast for the entire month. So this video is for September of 2019, and I'm going to be going over the charts of specific events that are going to be very significant and affect us all on a collective level during the month of September. And in my monthly videos of all the zodiac signs, I will be referring to these events that we're going to be going over in this video and going deeper into how these events will be affecting you on a more personal level. So this video is about the collective, and those monthly videos will be about more in a more personal sense, which houses are these events are happening in, depending on your sun sign and your rising sign. So if you don't know your rising sign, make sure you find out between now and the 27th of August, which is when the videos will start coming out, what your rising sign is, so that you can watch those videos. So watch your sun sign and watch your rising sign. Also, for the tarot readings and the oracle readings on those videos, watch your moon sign and your Venus sign. But for now, let us get into September of 2019. I'm going to tell you now that it's a very powerful month. We've been going through a lot of shifting, and the universe has been asking us to step up and step up and step up. This has been happening for a long time. There's been a lot of eclipses, starting with, the eclipses that were so powerful, back in 2017. If you live in the US, so I live in the US, so that was a very powerful event here. But even before then, since 2012, since the Mayan calendar ended, times are shifting, times are changing, and we are getting closer and closer to stepping more towards living out our destiny and feeling like we're doing what we came here to do, fulfilling our purpose, fulfilling our mission, and just being in our essence of who we are as an individual with our own identity, but also as part of a collective energy, a collective field of light workers, star seeds, wavers that are all here doing the same energy work in their own individual ways. And that is how we create this huge shift in our world. So this month of September is going to be about getting the work done. That's the major things that are going to be going on. And we start off the month right before the first of the month. We have a new moon in Virgo, and I will be actually putting out a video in more detail about the new moon and the full moon. So I won't go into too much detail about the moons in this video, but there's so much energy jam-packed, asking us to really come out of our shell, to look at ourselves very deeply, to activate this powerful energy that is within us, just waiting for us to awaken it, just waiting for us to turn on, so that we can really get to the real work. Because it isn't until you heal yourself that you start to step into real work. And that's exactly what we're being asked to do. And I'll show you what that's going to look like in the month of September. Also, if you haven't watched my my portal video that I just put out yesterday, make sure you check it out. It is basically the last upload. I'll also link it to the video right now, so you can click on it. But make sure you watch that, because today, the day that this video is being released, is a very powerful portal of manifestation. And the energies are aligned in such a way that is asking you, begging you, opening the door for you to make a choice as to where you're going to take your life right now. And starting September, in fact, starting on Friday, when everything starts moving into Virgo, we start doing the work, organizing ourselves, taking the steps, taking the notes, right? Making those lists, and earth energy, let's get it done now. And let's do it right. Let's do it the right way. And so right now we're still in our heart space But starting September, that's going to fully shift because it's going to be a lot of that Virgo energy. So without further ado, let us get into the charts. I'm going to switch screens here, activate the chart, and we'll begin with the first major event that is happening on the 1st of September. Also, let me know in the comments if you resonate with this video and what you think of the energies. I love to get feedback, you guys, because this is the first time that I'm doing this. So I want to know if you guys like it, if you like the way it's done, blah, 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 blah. All right, here we go. Starting with the first major astrological event that is happening on September 1st. We have the Sun and Mars conjuncting at 9 degrees of Virgo. This is a very high energy day. It's like an intense drive, it's initiative, it's courage, it's perseverance. It's the energy where you love to pursue your goals. The negative side is can be a little aggressive because Mars has that kind of aggressive energy. It like really wants to push. It's kind of like a strong push. And Virgo can be pushy sometimes in the realm of like giving you advice or telling you things that they see that you need to fix. That energy can be intense. But this conjunction in Virgo is about having the drive to be precise and efficient. And it's about getting organized. It's about getting your life organized. And this is basically how we start off the month. Now at the same time, on this day, we have the Sun trine Uranus. So you see it right here. This is the line. And here's Uranus right here. And Uranus is in Taurus. So, and Uranus is about being different, unique. He's revolutionary. So the energy that this trine between, these two conjuncted planets and Uranus is about having a unique and magnetic aura, because the Sun is about who you are, and this aura intrigues many people. It lets you enter into situations where you can capitalize on your strengths and your talents. And it's also about seeing things from a different perspective, because that's what Uranus is all about, and finding better ways to do things, which is Mars energy. And Uranus is in Taurus, like I said, which means that we want concrete results. And the cool thing about this alignment is that this desire to want concrete results, we're going to achieve it because of Mars and our desire to get things done through innovative yet practical ideas and solutions. So we start off the month with this energy of like, okay, let's get organized. Let's what do we want? What do we want to do? Let's start moving in this direction. And then Uranus actually gives us this little or emphasis on, hey, how about you get really unique with your ideas? How about you get really innovative with your ideas? What's going to happen if you allow yourself to step into a different way of looking at things, a different perspective? But it's intense. It's definitely intense energy. Let's take a look at the next powerful event that is happening on September 3rd. So on September 3rd, and here we have the chart of September 3rd, Mercury is going to be adding this energy of more excellent planning and organization, and will help us not only to proceed, but to proceed when we feel mentally prepared to actually succeed. So here we go. Mars and the Sun are conjunct, and these are, hang on, let me erase that. So the aspect that's going on here, which I forgot to mention, is another conjunction. It's a conjunction between the Sun, Mars, Mercury, and because Venus is right here, like they're all in Virgo, Venus is like hanging out, like very close to it. It's not in the exact conjunction that the Sun and Mars and Mercury are in, but it is in conjunction in relation to the planets and the orb of a conjunction, which is 8 degrees. So it kind of, the other planets kind of like pull it in like, hey, join the club. It's the Virgo party. This is what we're doing. And so along with this drive that we start the month with, like 2 days later, literally, we hit Mercury. And we're connected with Mercury and Venus. So the Venus and Mercury come into that same equation. So Mercury is the mind, it's the thoughts. It wants us to plan excellently when it's in Virgo, and to organize excellently when it's in Virgo, and to help us proceed when we feel mentally prepared to succeed. That's so Virgo, right? Like, you're not going to do it unless you know you're going to succeed, which is actually a really cool energy. So we're going to have this drive to move forward, right? Sun and Mars. The brains, the thinking pattern to do it successfully, Mercury. And then the charisma with Venus. Venus brings in the energy of like, hey, I'm the charmer, like I'm the goddess. I charm you. And I'm also going to like help you figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work. And the Sun conjuncting Venus, you guys, this energy. See, I was born with Sun conjunct Venus in my chart. And I've heard that this is like an energy of the angels are watching over you. The angels are watching over us. It's almost like I can feel like I just got an image of like our family like watching from overhead being like, yeah, you got this. Like, let's get moving. Let's do this. And they're not just watching us, but they're also guiding us. So we'll feel probably a lot of downloads going on. The other thing I wanted to give you the information of is the actual time that these events are happening in. So the first one on the 1st of September, the Sun conjuncting Mars, and then also trining Uranus, that's happening at 11:41 a.m. Mountain Time. And these are like not exact, but they're they're around the time. And in Eastern Time, that's going to be like 1:41 p.m. Eastern Time on the 1st. And this conjunction on the 3rd between Mars, Mercury, Venus, and the Sun is happening at like 4 a.m. Mountain Time, 6 a.m. Eastern Time. So it's just more, it just adds more power to this like beginning of the month. The drive is coming, the intensity is coming, and this is almost like, it's pretty much go time. You want to be in a space where you've already decided what you're going to do, right? And now it's just getting it done. It's just doing the work. So that's what's happening on the 3rd that is going to be affecting us all very powerfully. Let's go into the 13th, which is the full moon. So here we go, happening at around 10:31 p.m. Mountain Time. It's either on the 13th or the 14th, depending on where you live. But here's the moon right here. And here's the sun, 21 degrees. The moon is in 21 degrees of Pisces, and the sun is at 21 degrees of Virgo. And full moons are always oppositions. So that's why you see they're always opposing each other on the chart. You still have all of this energy going on right here. And the moon is very close to Neptune, which is also in Pisces, which is wild. I'm going to do a whole separate video on this day. But just know that the moon in Pisces is a very caring, sympathetic, loving energy. This is where we'll probably get really emotional, especially because it's right next to Neptune. And there's a lot going on other than just this full moon. And I'm going to be talking about it in a lot of detail in that video that I'm going to make. However, for now, I just want you to know like the major events or the major aspects that are happening here, so that you get an idea of how much this day is going to affect us. But it is going to be a very emotional day. It is going to be a day where we will be asked to check in with how we feel about everything. It'll be like a major emotional check-in. But basically, the moon is going to be opposing the Sun, Mercury, Mars, Venus conjunction. So that's what I just showed you right here. It's going to be squaring Jupiter. Jupiter is right here. It's going to be semi-sextiling Uranus right here. It's going to be conjuncting in Neptune, which I showed you right there. It's going to be sextiling Pluto, which is really close to Saturn and the South Node. And it's going to be trining the North Node in Cancer. So just that's a lot of aspects for the moon to be having while it's full. A full moon already intensifies things, but for there to be this many aspects that the moon is making, like normally you would have like a full moon and it would be like, the only thing would be like, well, it's just a full moon, it's just an opposition, and maybe it's like squaring or sextiling something and that's it. But for it to be opposing, you know, the Sun, Mercury, Venus conjunction, squaring Jupiter, semi-sextiling Uranus, conjuncting Neptune, just in Pisces, sextiling Pluto, and trining the North Node, it's like, whoa, there's just too much here to go over in like one chart. And I will be going over it in detail, and we will be having a full moon ceremony when we get closer to that day. So just know that on this day, it's going to feel very, very, very intense. Very intense. Okay, let's go into, let me finish with this chart, and here we go. The next day. Thank you for bearing with me with all of these transitions and all these changes, you guys. So just like 9 hours after we have this full moon, we have Mercury and Venus move into Libra right here. You see them both at 0 degrees of Libra. And at the same time, they are opposing Chiron in Aries. These are the first two planets that move into Libra. Because then we start to like move into Libra energy, right? The sun changes signs into Libra on the 23rd. So, and the reason that it's important is because they're conjunct at 0 degrees. And also because they're opposing Chiron. Mercury in Libra is the energy of the charmer and the diplomat. It's mastering the subtle art of persuasion. It's about having vision, avoiding conflicts, because the Libra doesn't like conflict, and promoting cooperation and compromise, which is amazing energy. If you're working on growing a business, that's really good energy to have. But it will be difficult to make decisions with this energy because you always want to be fair. Libra always wants to be fair. They want to see both sides of the equation. So it makes it difficult to like make decisions. And Venus in Libra is actually Venus is ruled by Libra, or rules Libra. It's a beautiful energy. It's dignified in Libra. And, if you're someone who was born with Venus in Libra, you are someone who will feel incomplete without a mate. And Venus in Libra tends to understand people very well, and also human nature. So when these two energies are conjuncted, normally if they were just conjuncting by themselves and not opposing Chiron, it would be a beautiful combination. However, because on this day they're going to be opposing Chiron, Chiron is the wounded healer. And it makes you go inside and like look at yourself and look at your ego and figure out what is it that needs to be healed from this relationship, right? So in essence, this entire conjunction on this day is about healing our wounds of feeling like we're not good enough or we're not being good enough. And of being wounded, feeling wounded in our ability to communicate. So this is the day where we're going to have to face our ego fears. We're going to have to face the fact that we don't have all the answers. We're not perfect. But we still have this deep desire to communicate with people and collaborate with people and cooperate with people. It's just about finding the people that are the right alignment for you. That's the difference. That's what makes it so powerful. And even though it might seem like this Chiron opposition is going to make it really intense, which it is, at the same time, this is a process that we need to go through in this month. It's almost like a must as you are getting your work done. So let's go to the next event, which is happening on the 17th. So on the 17th, around 4:40 p.m. Mountain Time, that's 6:40 p.m. Eastern, the moon is going to be conjuncting Uranus. So let me show you where that's at. That's right here. It's kind of intense. And Mercury, which is in Libra, is going to quincunx Uranus. So here's Mercury in Libra, and here's the quincunx. So let's talk about the moon and Uranus conjuncting. Because the moon is about our emotions, and because Uranus is about things being different and unpredictable, this is going to be a very unpredictable energy. And it's going to be painted with this changing, not just unpredictable, but actually changing energy. And although the moon loves being in Taurus because it is exalted in Taurus, it gives our, in Taurus, the moon would normally give us this steady and even keel energy. But Uranus makes it unstable. And Taurus is resistant to change. So it's and you know, and Uranus is in fall position in Taurus, so it doesn't really like being in Taurus in the first place. It's not that happy. So there's definitely a conflict here. It's not, conjunctions they can be good energies or bad energies depending on which planets are in the aspect. And right now this aspect is a little bit conflicting. At the same time, you know, Mercury in Libra will be quincunxing Uranus, which is an interesting combination. Our minds, Mercury, will be activated in a very deep way. And it'll help us to think more radically and independently, because that's what Mercury Uranus quincunx is. It really points a finger out to those of us that are here to radically disrupt this world and help us move in a new direction. These are the innovators, the free thinkers, right? Those people are being kind of pointed at, like, hey, that's you. You need to step up right now. You need to feel differently, right? It really points a finger in a new direction. And it also means that we're not only being asked to think outside the box with Mercury, we're also being asked to feel outside the box, because the moon is about our emotions. To reach for a different way to think and to feel. It's moving beyond what we think is possible. It's a very revolutionary energy. Uranus is about revolution, change. And it has to do with an internal process, because the moon and Mercury are internal planets. So on this day, we're going to feel like something has to change. Something has to shift. Moving on to the 18th, which is very significant because we've been waiting for this for a while. But Saturn is going freaking direct at around 2, almost 3 a.m. Mountain Time, 5 a.m. Eastern Time. And it's in its home sign of Capricorn. So what this means is this is go time. Like, boom. Let's go. It's going to awaken our ambition, our self-discipline, our determination. We're going to want to start working hard toward our goals, to step into leadership and also recognition, to take charge of our lives. This is why September is it's like, it's intense, you guys. This is no joke. September is about doing the work. And if you're not ready to put in the work, you're going to have a really difficult time. You're going to feel like aimlessly wandering the planet. But if you have a vision, if you have a mission, if you have something that you're working towards, then you're going to be working towards it. And all this energy is going to support you because your desire is going to be to move forward with your plans. And the universe is supporting that. That's why we talked about it in the portal video of August 22nd, that us, you know, this whole, basically all of August has been about choosing from a very deep level, a heart in a heart space, like who we are, what we want, what we're here to do, and let ourselves get inspired, and then take action towards those inspired moments, just inspired ideas or those inspired thoughts. That's what it's all about. So very powerful, you guys. Let's go to the 22nd of September. What's happening on the 22nd of September at about around 11:38 p.m. Mountain Time is that Saturn is going to oppose, that was funny. Saturn is going to oppose the moon in Cancer. Then the next day we get some really like intense shifting. But the moon is in dignity. The moon rules Cancer. It's in dignity in Cancer, and also conjunct the North Node of our destiny, of where we're going in our lives. And it's about aligning with our heart space. So there is some power, there's some strength in this, you know, this conjunction. However, because it's opposing Saturn, we might be prone to negative feelings, to depression. We might feel a lack of confidence to pursue our dreams. We may feel like giving up because Capricorn, because you've got, you know, South Node, karmic energy, North Node, destiny energy. These things have to be dealt with in order for us to truly step into this. So when we're in this energy, and it's a very emotional energy in Cancer, and we're freaking being opposed by Capricorn, which is the energy that literally the opposite, there's gonna be a conflict. And we're gonna feel this intense pull towards, hey, are you sure you finished working out all your crap? We're going to be like, hey, but you didn't do it this right. That's what Saturn and Capricorn is going to say. But hey, are you sure, you know, are you sure that you're taking the right steps? And you just want to be in your heart. You just want to be in love. So it's going to be intense, and we're going to feel like giving up. We're going to feel like there's too many obstacles in the way. But there is a key to working with this opposition. And it is through positive self-talk. Positive self-talk. If I were you on this day, I would binge watch Abraham Hicks videos. Because you need to be able to motivate yourself on this day. Motivate yourself and recognize that you do have what it takes to accomplish your goals, that you are an amazing being who can achieve everything you desire and deserve, because that's the truth. And believe it or not, that it's funny because this is happening right before the equinox, the fall equinox, like literally the day before the fall equinox. So let's take a look at it. The 23rd, the sun moves into Libra. Boom. No more Virgo energy. this is the end of the summer. We have now officially switched seasons. And the fall is about going within, retreating inwards, winding down for the year. There's a lot of reflection that happens at this time. It's you know, it's like the early beginnings of the holiday season, which can trigger many people. A lot of us, when it comes to like holiday season and family issues and things like that, it's like, oh God, here we go again. For other people, it's like the most favorite time of the year. It can be the most favorite time of the year, even if you have family stuff going on. But sometimes you might have to make a choice to do something different. So it's either going to trigger you, or it's either going to make you feel amazing. And the focus is definitely on relationships. Now look at all this energy now in Libra. And you guys, these planets have been freaking traveling together for a long time now. It's like this whole month they're going to be like right there, all the personal planets. Like this is like a lot about who we are and our relationships to other people. And when we switch into this Libra energy, it becomes more about, see, with the Virgo energy, it was about getting things done and working on things and figuring things out and organizing yourself. And now it's like, okay, well, now you're ready to share it with the world. So you have to open yourself up to be with others. You have to open yourself up to working so hard and being so focused. You have to like share your gifts. And the sun in Libra is the season of balance and relationships and cooperation. So then we finally move into, okay, now we're ready to like, let's share our gifts more. Let's step more into purpose. But this time, how are we serving the world? How are we serving others with this energy? Let's talk about not the last day of September, but September, or is this the last day of September? Anyways, doesn't matter. September 28th is the next powerful event, and it is the new moon in Libra. And the way you know it's a new moon is because the sun and the moon are conjunct in the sign. And new moons are new beginnings, they're intentions. This moon it's not going to be making as many aspects as the full moon is. And I will be doing a separate video specifically on this chart and on this energy. So I won't go into too much detail here, but the moon will be making aspects to Chiron. It's going to be opposing Chiron right here. Here's Chiron in Aries. And it will be quincunxing Uranus right here. So it's making another aspect, but a different aspect to Uranus. Before it was a conjunction, now it's a quincunx, and the moon is in Libra, not in Taurus. So it is a different conversation. But we will be going more into depth when I do the new moon chart and also the full moon chart. So stay tuned for that. I know I'm not giving too much information about the moons, but I want to make sure that you guys get an overall, this video is about getting an overall idea of what's going to be happening for the month and the major events that are going to be like painting our lives. And that's why when we go into the individual sun sign, rising sign videos, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to literally go through this list that I went through just now and say, this conjunction, beginning of the month, Sun-Mars conjunction, this is going to be affecting you in your fourth house of the home or something like that, depending on what you are. So there's more coming, there's more information coming, but for now you get in the overall idea. So that's it, you guys. Those are all the charts. There's about 7 major events that are happening right now. And this is basically the, let me switch back screens real quick. Like the overall summary of it all. All right, here we go. Back to me. So here's the summary of the month of September. We start the month off feeling very determined. We started off with a bang. It's like, boom, let's go. Sun and Mars in Virgo. And the energy has been building up for a while. So by this point, you should already kind of be coasting, but you might get this like, okay, let's go, let's do this. Then we get more power to think clearly about getting organized. So our mind kind of matches the energy. So where our mind before is in another energy, now it's all like coming together. So our thoughts are going to be very powerful and connected to how we want to get ourselves organized. We have an opportunity to tap into our emotions with the full moon to check in with where we're at. And then we're faced with our ego fears of not feeling good enough. That's going to be rough. That's going to be a little bit of a gnarly day. But we then get a mind activation and we're asked to be an independent thinker and move in a new direction with the moon and Taurus conjunction and Mercury in the mix. And then Saturn goes direct and we get our ambition back. So we just go through this moment of like, we're like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. And then it's like, whoa, are you on track with your emotions? Like, are we good? You might fall into illusions a little bit with the moon and Neptune, both in Pisces energy. That's very, like, it might be like, oh my God, you might get pulled back in like, oh crap, should I go back into my addictive patterns? Should I go back into those places? Obviously not, but you will be kind of tested on that day. But then once you check in with your emotions, then it's like, okay, now let's think a different way. Let's keep doing what you're doing, but do it in a more innovative way, in a new direction. And Saturn brings back that ambition, and we're back at it again. We're like, all right, let's get back on track. Well, I don't know what that was, but let's get back on track. But sometimes that's what full moons do. They make us check in, and it's emotional. It's intense. It's potent energy. So we go through another moment right before the equinox on the 23rd where we feel tested and we have to seriously practice our ability to stay motivated and stay on task. And the sun goes into Libra and we enter into this, literally feels like another dimension, the fall season. And we begin an inner journey that also has to do with community and family. And also both of harvesting the fruits of our labor and also letting go and releasing of the things that no longer serve you. It's the harvesting and it's the death. And then we end the month, which is beautiful because I like when the month ends with the new moon, because it's almost like this energy feels like it comes in like flying, right? Comes in flying, gets organized, becomes, very mentally organized, then has to go through this like kind of dip, like, whoa, inner check-in, emotions, full moon. And then we're like, all right, we finished that cycle. Like, okay, we're going to get back on track now. Let's get back on track. But now we have new ideas, because when we tap into the full moon, what the full moon is literally, it gives us downloads. And when you do full moon and new moon ceremonies, you receive these downloads. That's why these ceremonies are so important in our lives. So we like slow down, we feel the intensity, we get the download, we reconnect, and we start to think differently. That's what the download does for us. And then Saturn goes direct and we're like, all right, we're back on track. Let's go. All systems go. And then we switch seasons and we go into the fall. And we end the month with a new moon in Libra, ready to set our intentions for the next month and take what we've learned for the whole month of September and begin to move forward with it. So it's going to be a powerful month for sure. It's going to I feel like people who are not organized, who are not, taking their path in a direction of purpose and mission are going to be having a little bit of a hard time. Like I said, I feel like I'm repeating myself now, but there's an energy of like wandering aimlessly, trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing. When all you have to do is just tap into your creativity, to those moments where you feel inspired, because that's the universe talking to you. And to when you hear the voice say, get out of the situation, end this cycle, you got to do it right there, because that's your chance. If you're not listening to that voice, you're not listening, and you're going to feel very much like you have no direction in life. And trust me, you guys want to have direction, because what's coming when we look at, ahead into January, that Saturn-Pluto conjunction where things are really going to like fall apart, meaning that we're going to be renewed. If you haven't done the work and you get to that point, like, oh man, your life might seriously fall apart. I don't want to scare people. I don't want to say that because here's the thing. Our lives have been falling apart. And the reason they've been falling apart is because they've had to fall apart. That's the only way to get through to the other side. However, you could have been doing the process of the falling apart gently, and moving in a new direction, getting on the train, getting on the boat that's going towards destiny, going towards the North Node instead of the South Node of karma, or you could be on the wrong boat. And who knows, the wrong boat might sink. So, I want to encourage you guys to, as you prepare for September, and I know I'm releasing this video on the 22nd because it is a powerful portal, but I want you to think about between now and it's only a week and a half, a little bit less than a week and a half until September hits. Maybe you should write these dates down and watch how you flow through the month. And the reason this video is the way it is so that you can refer to it when you need to, when you feel like you're having a hard time. Oh, what's happening? Oh, the moon is conjuncting Uranus. Shit. Things like that. So I hope that this helps you. I hope that you guys resonate with it. Please tell me in the comments what you think about this. And I know it's a lot, but also before September hits, I will be doing, to find out, because this is collectively what's going on, but to find out what's going on more personally, how these aspects are going to be affecting your houses. I will be putting out, like I said, those videos starting on the 27th, which are for the individual signs. And that's going to be more of it'll give you a closer look into your own reality of how this is affecting you. But as a collective, it's go time. It's get to work time. It's make things happen time. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you have an amazing month of September. And I'll be back in October to go over the month of October, and then also to do the monthlies for October as well. So we'll see how this goes. I'm excited about this new format. I'm very excited about stepping into more astrology and bringing more astrology. It really has been a passion of mine for a long time. I've been following a lot of astrologers, and I've been feeling the pull. So it was time for me to step into this path, this purpose. And the reason I'm sharing that with you guys is because it's a perfect example of when you get inspired by something and you're a little bit scared to go into it because it's a lot. There's a lot. Especially with something like astrology, I feel like you can swim in it. It's so much information. Being a Gemini, I love that because it's like a never-ending knowledge field, So Geminis love that. However, it can be very daunting to be like, I just started. Like, what the hell could I know? But it's trusting in the intuition that's the key to stepping into purpose. Those inspired moments that make you so excited you want to jump up and down and like scream in excitement. That's it right there. The way I like jump up and down when I'm getting ready to go to Disneyland. No joke. Like, that's how excited I get. But things like that, those moments are key. Pay attention to those moments. And then pay attention to what comes right after. Those thoughts that go, no, I'm not good enough. No, I can't do that. No, this is stupid. No, it's not going to work. No, people are going to laugh at me. No, they're going to see it. They're going to tell I suck. That's not the right vibration. You will have those thoughts because there's kind of no way around it. It's insecurity. It's a little bit of insecurity. It's a little bit of fear too, of stepping into something new and being in the limelight, showing it. But stepping into it is what you're supposed to do, because like I said, I think I don't know where I said this, in which video or where I said it, but when you get the inspiration and you start to move in that direction and you listen to that, the moment you step into it is the moment you instantly become better at it. Because what I call these times, the Aquarian age, I call them the modern mystery schools. It's called the Aquarian age for a reason. It's the age of like individualistic, like Uranus ruled, you know, different, revolutionary thinking. You got to do things differently. You got to think differently. You got to feel differently. It's a complete transformation of who we were and where we're going. And in that individualistic expression, you literally initiate yourself into the mystery schools of Isis. And you learn. And you learn. And you know what? It's more than just learning. What it is a literal remembering. You remember who you are. You remember everything. It's more than just learning. You got to know that. You got to move forward in life knowing that. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I love you so much. I will see you again next month for your October forecast. And I'll be, like I said, releasing videos for the new moon, the full moon, and the monthlies very soon. So Sat Nam. Ciao.